Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the third episode of Conception Conversations. Today we have a special guest by the name of Courtesy of Hip Hop.
Yes, sir.
And on the far right, I have a special guest by Polonake.
One time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are at Conception Barbers. A big shout out for hosting us. And also today we have a special sponsor by the name of Oasis Water. So yeah, man, we're just gonna kick it off by having a conversation with these guys. I'm sure the industry has a lot to learn from these guys. Tamsang, starting off by you, bro. You've been to the States recently. How's the vibe going there? How's the music side going there?
I was in the US 2021. I just came back from Europe.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, I was in Europe. I did Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, and Ibiza. Bro,
traveling, bro.
Yeah, that's part of the fun part of being in the industry, man. It just allows us to move around, and you know, it's one of those things that I'd encourage anybody who's in the industry and who has the opportunity to go to Europe in the summer.
Of course,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a lot to learn there from the space of events organizing. There's a lot to learn from the space of artist management and from the space of networking as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely easily the most buzzing part of the world. Is Europe in the summer.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, at one point in time, I was at Ibiza. It was a Wednesday.
Is it pronounced Ibiza or Ibiza?
Ibiza. It depends on where you went to preschool,
bro.
Yeah. Listen, I was there. It was a Wednesday, random Wednesday, middle of the month. This wasn't even an advertised event. It's not like there was any headline act or anything like that. But it was an event that had 20,000 people. So bushfire numbers
20,000
on a random Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this also lets you know, it helps you understand that these guys, when it comes to stage production, when it comes to sound engineering, when it comes to crowd controlling, they do this all day, every day, twice on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it jumps in Europe, dog, especially in the summertime. How would you compare shows in eSwatini versus shows that are in Europe?
I wouldn't.
Oh, it's that deep. Oh my God.
It's that deep, bro. I wouldn't compare because it's a very unfair comparison, first of all.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to compare any two elements, all other factors must remain constant. So I wouldn't compare it because one, you know, that side people got a lot of disposable income. There's a lot of money that's moving around. It's not just only the working class that's got money in their pockets. It's also the students that have got money in their pockets.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it's an unfair comparison.
So then why don't we put you in those spaces where you have your own shows, bro? Because I'm sure you have the experience now.
Yeah.
Have you ever
definitely.
thought of like hosting any show?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, especially for the hip hop industry.
Yeah, we already do that. I work closely with Kali and Platinum Concepts. So most of the shows that Platinum Concepts hosts, I'm in the background. This is outside of the Unleashed concert, which happens every April 25. King Terry and I are going to be putting together a show just now in December as well. So yeah, there's definitely the room and the need to pick up some of the best practices from the other side of the world and bring them back here, but also take into consideration the context and, like I'm saying, take into consideration just how much money is available
to actually do it, to actually implement.
Yeah, not only how much money is available to do it, but how much money is available to the people that you expect to come to the show.
Yeah,
I don't know if any of you guys was at the Dragon's Den.
Yeah, we were there.
I
went there. Yeah.
Were you there? What was your observation?
I mean, the crowd was there. People came to support the girl, man. But I think high key with the weather, it wasn't really as packed as we thought it would be. you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's all I can say about the show. But the show was a banger. I think the weather had a bit of hindrance towards the performance of the show itself. And yeah.
Now I have a different sentiment.
Okay.
Because we've seen international acts, South African acts come in. No matter the weather, people show up in their numbers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? What it speaks to a bad habit that we have as a nation, as Swazis, where we don't take each other seriously, and we don't put each other on a pedestal. Let's talk about it historically. So historically, you had Singaba, who basically grabbed the attention of the country. Nationally, Singaba grabbed the attention of the country. Then you get a Bolocha who comes in and makes Pan-African impact. Then after Bolocha, you got a Sands who comes in and touches the continent. You know what I mean? Like I remember being as far as in Nairobi, Kenya, and people are talking about Diki. I was in Kigali in Rwanda, and people are talking about Diki. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's how, like the boy made some serious waves in the region and beyond. And then now you've got Uncle Waffles, who is by like head and shoulder by far our first international superstar in the arts space.
Yeah, true.
She puts on a show, and people just show up because, hey, I ain't got nothing else to do this Friday evening. You know what I mean? Not only just the audience, but also the artists themselves. Like I want to put the artists on blast.
The spot as well. Yeah,
you know what I want to put the artists on the spot to say, as artists, we were supposed to be the first ones on the line. We were supposed to be the first ones at the gate at that show.
Yeah.
To celebrate the first one of us who has taken this thing as far as it goes. You know what I mean? She
really pushed, man.
I was in Amsterdam when she had a show in Amsterdam. Show was sold out.
Imagine.
She had like big ass billboards and posters promoting her show, and the people are going crazy about her in Amsterdam. She comes back and she hosts a show at home, we're just like,
yeah.
But the same people, or if she doesn't come here, same people are going to be like, yo, you know what, Waffles changed.
You know what I mean?
They've been saying that actually. People have been saying no, she changed and everything. Now she decides to come, but we can't support her. That's crazy.
Let Blackie come.
That's crazy.
It's gonna be packed.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Yeah.
You remember the epic gig? I was there. The weather was also acting, some type of way.
Fun.
But people are there in their numbers. People stayed up the whole night through. So I'm just saying that we can make excuses and put it on the elements.
Yeah.
But the real problem, the real issue, have just got. We need to switch. There's a
mentality.
We need to change the mentality and start recognizing and supporting each other. Because when and I'm saying when Waffles changes her citizenship and she identifies as South African, we're going to be the first ones who are going to be good in some type of way.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yo,
Damn.
as we talking about Swazi artists, generally, what y'all think? Do you think if you want to make it as an artist, make it mainstream, is it wise to rap Swazi music, Swazi language, Swazi, like, just generally?
I mean, that's a
Swazi
good
music,
question because
Swazi.
right now Amapiano is really popping, bro. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
So
Are we comparing
I think you're
Amapiano
talking
to?
more the language as opposed to
I'd argue,
the
because
style.
I'd argue Amapiano is mostly instrumental. A lot of people, even internationally, when they gravitate to it, it's mostly instrumental. So it's like it's regardless, no one's trying to hear what you're saying. But if you're rapping, for us, like with the hip hop, it's like you need the people to hear you.
Yeah.
But now I'm speaking Siswati, I only have 1 million people who are gonna listen to me. Like, generally speaking, that's the people who'll understand, because that's all. And it's not even gonna get to that maximum, because
Sure.
how many people actually like constantly listen to music and have access to such technology to grasp the music is like, probably 10% to 60% is poverty. So it's like there's not much really market share you can grab from that. What do you think about
So that's a brilliant question, and the way I can respond to that is first and foremost, the one way you're going to be a hero out there in the world is you got to be a hero at home first. You know what I mean?
True.
So that's one part of the conversation. The second part of it is you're saying language can be a barrier and expose you to only 1 million people. There's a truth to that, but then there's a flip side to it as well. Mpumalanga speaks Siswati, and Mpumalanga has numbers 2 times, 3 times, maybe 5 times our numbers. The region, in terms of Zimbabwe, in terms of they in the Nguni language space, they can understand. We can understand each other. Like somebody can be speaking in Shona, and I'm speaking in Siswati, and we will understand each other. So there's that. We just need to, like, and you said it correctly the first time. We just need to allow ourselves to travel so that we can expose ourselves to the. We need to expose ourselves beyond Ocean for the Caves. You know what I mean? But look at the Nigerians. The Nigerians are unapologetic about rapping in their pidgin English. You know what I mean? If you're a Brit, if you cannot hear me, at least you will feel me. You know what I mean?
Because that's the situation I'm talking about. Is like artists who generally jump on a beat and rap strictly in Siswati.
Yeah.
So it's like with those artists, they do the English. So I understand if maybe you do English and then put in some native language there and there to make everyone enjoy the song, I'd say. But like if you strictly rapping in your language, it's going to be quite hard, especially for where we are. Quite hard. And I'm talking about mainstream, to make it mainstream.
Again, 2 sides to that coin. On the one side, there's some truth to that. On the other side, we've had guys like Oliver Mtukudzi. We've had guys like Mahlatini and the Bahotela Queens. Those guys were traveling the world. They were traveling America. They were traveling Europe. They were traveling, but they were singing in vernacular.
In the old native language.
Yeah, in their native language. And that's just the beautiful thing about music. You know. One of my favorite.
You said a beautiful thing. As long as you can feel me.
That's the thing about music. That's why we say music is a universal language, because I listen to a lot of opera, which is in Italian most of the time.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite artists is MI from Nigeria. I catch on to when he's rapping in English, but other times he's speaking in his native language. Half the time I cannot hear what he's saying, but I can feel it. So that's the thing about music is when you understand that it goes beyond semantics, and it goes beyond the auditory function of the ears in terms of can I hear what you're saying. But there's an element of music where it transcends language.
So, okay, I agree with you. I hear you.
Yeah.
For me, it's more of not to be that guy in that, but I haven't heard of any of the people you said. But I'd say it's like, there is people like Sans, for example, who made it out singing in the native language. But the question is, it's like I'm saying mainstream. Yeah, you may get that first boost, but who are the people? Because for every artist, you'll get that one song that'll take you up there.
Yeah.
But the real question is, who are the people that will stay from that traction that you pulled and actually keep listening to you?
I mean, I guess that depends on you and your consistency and how you decide to
put your music. Looking at it, I don't know anyone. I've seen people make it
like
go to the top,
wonders.
And then it's like there'll be those people that will listen to you, fair, understand you, and gravitate from that traction that you pull. But a majority, it's just I heard it, then it's good, but I don't know what he's saying. I'm not gonna keep listening to it. But if I hear it, I'm not gonna say it's a bad song, but I'm just not gonna keep listening to it.
Yo, man, so that sounds deep. Courtesy.
Yeah,
what do you want to say about that, bro?
I'm with it. Again, it's this realization that there's a huge Swazi / South African / Mozambican and Guni community anywhere you go in the world. At one point in time, while I was in Europe, I was invited to a South African braai, and there was like 200-300 people there. You know what I mean? And that's why,
and
that's why a lot of the South African artists are actually traveling that side, because what they do is, if you know someone there, you just let them know, hey, I'm coming.
Here,
please gather some people and let's have a party. You know what I mean? So this is now where, for instance, our embassies are letting us down, because we cannot look at this thing just from one stream alone. We need to look at it from Polonake's personal abilities, but then we also need to look at what are the systems that are in place that are enabling you to fly. So now let's take into consideration what role is the Arts and Culture Council play, what role is the government play, and the government in this case is the embassy. Can the embassy, because the embassy has got a database of the people that are present in that country. So if you go to Rwanda, the embassy of eSwatini in Rwanda has a database of Swazis that are based there. So if ever there's an event that requires a Swazi artist to show up there, the embassy has got a mandate to round up the Swazi people so that you can have an audience with
like an alumni type of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And then what happens is then there's expansion by association, where because I'm a Swazi who's in Nairobi and a Swazi artist is coming, then I invite my friend who invites his friends, who invites his friends, and then now we've got that expansion by association. So that's why I'm saying we cannot just look at it from unidimensionally. We need to take into consideration what are the systems that are in place that are actually assisting you when you make a move, the things that are going to allow for that exponential growth that you're talking about. And sustainability as well.
Yeah, speaking facts there, man. A lot of knowledge going down here, ladies and gentlemen.
A whole lot of facts.
Yeah, so what are you guys working on right now? Are you guys working on an album? What's going on, guys?
So me, Polonake, I got a young single I'm dropping another month.
Okay.
Typically like the first single that I'm now actually like active in the game, I'd say. So yeah, just keep heads up on that and yeah, just run the numbers up.
So where can people actually get your music?
Anywhere you want.
Anywhere you want. You got your YouTube.
Now, pop up,
okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, cool.
So it's like, yeah, just, it's called Fact. Dropping 30th of November. Just, yeah, run the numbers up. There's some real good music out there. You feel me?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What about you, KRTC? Got anything going on?
I'm obviously staying in the creative space. We got the season 4 of the MTN Spotlight Talent Search competition coming up.
You're still part of that MTN?
Yeah, of course.
Dope.
And so we're working on the build up to that. I was a part of the Broken Society season 1 on SABC 1. I'm not going to be on season 2 because I've fallen back in terms of I'm working the background, because when they were shooting season 2, that's when I was away.
Were you acting?
Sorry?
Were you acting?
No, I was the host.
Okay.
Broken Society, season 1.
What? Okay, I have no idea what it is. Can you?
Oh, yeah. So basically, it's a docu series that approaches from the perspective of let's hear your story in terms of how has the society affected you? How's the society's brokenness affected you? Most of the time, what we do is get people who've been in abusive relationships, who maybe were in abusive relationships and got to a space whereby they needed help from the police. The police let them down, or the system let them down, or the medical system let them down. And then what we then do is we get actors to reenact the whole scenario. So as you're telling your story, we actually have the visual sort of like element to your entire story. Yeah. So I was the host of season 1 and 2. I was away. But yeah, also more importantly, I'm following up on the contacts that I made that side. There's a particular organization, it's called the Hip Hop House. It's based in Rotterdam, and they're wanting to kickstart. They've been wanting. They already have the channels in South Africa, but they're wanting to do a whole regional movement where they want to do cultural exchange programs, where they get one of theirs to come down and we get one of ours to go over there. Yeah, so I've just created that. I've unlocked that channel, but also I'm in the process of finishing off a book that I'm writing. It's entitled Unleashed. But the thing about the book is, the book has a soundtrack. So, not an audio book, but the book has a soundtrack. So when you read chapter 1 of the book, on the CD, track 1 is the audio interpretation of chapter 1. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm writing a book, and the book has a soundtrack.
Soundtrack also at the same time. Jeez, that's dope. You do a lot, bro.
Yeah,
we out here, man.
I just like you guys. Whenever we leave this podcast, I'd like you guys to liaise and make sure that you put the boy on. Please do, man. Please do, bro.
Let's on gang.
Yeah. So just to get off topic, how was the mummies there in the Europe, bro? What are the mummies saying, bro? What's going on?
Fortunately for me,
Don't tell me you married.
No, I'm not married, but I was there with the hunt.
Oh, okay.
What you mean, fortunately?
Fortunately.
What you mean, fortunately? That's a crazy scene.
Being in Spain in the summer,
Spain.
if you're by yourself as a man,
It's tough.
it's tough.
What you mean it's tough? There's variety, dog. That's the world you're trying to be in,
Even
bro.
though I'm encouraging you to go out there, if you're booed up, if you're married, please take the person with you. Go left quickly. So fortunately for me, I was there with the hunt. So yeah.
What about on your side, bro? Are you cuffed? Someone on the side
chilling.
there?
No. I'm chilling.
Just chilling.
Live on national television.
On television.
Not just my me.
Now imagine the summer.
Damn, bro.
But yeah, I'm saying I'm chilling. I'm trying to get out where he at. You feel me?
For sure, man. For sure.
But I just wanna say this to artists. But so I'm gonna use you as the object, but I'm speaking to all the artists out there.
Do
you know what I mean?
Don't know what you know.
Performing in the clubs is nice, but though it's nice, you know. But you can only perform at Solani's or House on Fire so many times. And I'm counting Solani's and House on Fire because these are the clubs locally that are at least going to pay you a good enough amount of money for you to go back home and feel like you did something
a little something,
yeah. But you can only perform there so many times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least if you're a DJ, you can be the resident DJ. I haven't heard of a resident artist performing artist yet. You know what I mean? The money is in the corporates, my guy.
Yeah.
The money is in the corporates. If you're performing at the end of your parties, if you're performing at their excellent awards, if you're writing theme songs to their soundtracks, if you're performing at their road shows, the money's in the corporates. I bought my first car with a song that I wrote for a soundtrack for a campaign that the United Nations was doing.
Damn.
Were you on the track or like?
Yeah. I wrote the song, and then it was in collaboration with some other people.
Okay.
But I wrote the song. I had a verse in there, but I had some other people in there.
Fair.
But I'm just trying to say that if you're trying to elevate your art or your artist game, while you are here, while you're here, the money is in the corporates.
Speaking of money ever received,
hey, come on now, SRA might be listening.
come on, bro. There's people that want to know.
No comment. I just said I bought my first car with a check, so that should give you an idea of you know the kind of numbers we're talking about. But
we get the idea from knowing what car it is, fam.
That's not the first car, you know. But I'm just saying
now we got a proper idea what type of money we're talking about.
I just want to emphasize that.
Yeah, I can actually attest to what you're saying because I'm a videographer and a photographer.
Oh, there we go.
So I think the biggest check that I've also gotten is through corporates. So I think
straight up,
corporates you can actually expand and get even other clients as well.
Straight up.
So I think, bro, if you're pushing for anything, go for corporate.
Yeah.
Just
so
learn something.
And the way you align yourself with the corporate is like be real. Shout out to Oasis, you know, for sponsoring the Conception Conversation. So how you plug into the corporate space is you identify a corporate that aligns with your brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the longest time, I was the ambassador for Coca-Cola in Swaziland.
Really?
So I was doing all their road shows, I was doing all their promos, I was in there. Why? I don't drink alcohol. And every other time you see me out, I got a can of Coca-Cola in my hand. So it was very easy for them to say, "Oh, we're doing a campaign. That's our guy." So it's so align yourself with a corporate that already carries your values.
Okay.
A corporate that carries
resonates
your
with your brand.
That resonates with your brand, absolutely. And then that's how you can build a long-term relationship with them. And then you just grow with them. And obviously we've seen how, I mean, even today, anytime I come up with a concept, that's why we had MTN Runs and Laughter. That's why now I'm a part of the MTN Spotlight Talent Search Competition. I'm the ambassador of the MTN Bushfire Schools Festival. You know what I mean? Easily I identified with, and the way you do it is, you don't go to them and say, "Hey, my name is Polonake, this is what I do." You go to them and say, "Hey, MTN, what are you guys busy with for this season? And how can I assist you?" That's a different conversation.
You gotta make it look like you here to give them value than just take value. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Be interested in order to be interested. A lot of the time, guys just go up there and say, "Hey, I'm so and so, give me."
Yeah.
Versus, "Hey, I'm so and so, how can I give to you?"
Yeah, true. Damn, man. So actually, who inspires you musically nowadays? Maybe you can give us a top 5 list. Because that's what we usually do in this podcast. We have to have a top 5 list. So,
bro, if you look at my entire business model, is borrowed or modeled after Proverb in South Africa. He's on radio. I've been on radio and I produce radio. He's on TV. I host TV. He's an event MC. I'm an event MC.
Oh, makes sense. Actually.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've read his book. I've listened to all of his albums. If there's a guy that my spirit animal, it's Proverb in South Africa. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's dope. Are we gonna keep going?
Oh, okay. You want top 5? Alright, cool. So it's Proverb. It's MI, Mr. Incredible from Nigeria, aka. This is in no particular order, obviously, because that's a different conversation. Obviously, Jay-Z, man. His verse on God Did.
I don't want to hear it.
Is already being studied in colleges and universities.
What do you mean?
It's being studied. It's being studied because of how potent that verse is, from the rhyme pattern to the structure, to the entendres, to the references.
What did you think about the album in general?
I haven't listened to the album.
No, you just heard that Jay-Z feature. Sweet.
Yeah. I haven't listened to that Jay-Z. Yeah. And then you just gave me top 5, but somewhere in the top 5, I'm trying to think of a track where they're all in there together. But Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, that I've exceeded my 5, but I cannot, in my right mind, not mention those guys because of what they have done and what they're constantly and currently doing for the culture.
Yeah. Another question, so before we go to your top 5, I just want to try and understand, can an artist stay the same? Because I think people grow with a certain artist and they say, before that artist makes it, before they actually make the money. Because looking at Drake from where he started off rapping, spitting all the bars, and that's when most people actually liked him. And now people are going against him because he's a pop star.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, bro? Can you actually maintain, or
it's
is it okay to be different?
To maintain, bro.
It's impossible.
Because at the end of the day, music, as any artist, when you listen to music, when you make your own music, you're influenced by some type of music that's currently happening.
Sure.
So it's like
also influenced by the level where you are in your life.
In your life at that point in time.
Yeah. So it's like music. If it stays the same, then you're not growing. Something's not right.
Absolutely.
You can't ever make the same music constantly. And as art, at the end of the day, sometimes a drawing may be bad, sometimes it may be good. You feel? It's not like no one's ever gonna make a banger. Every song you make is gonna be a banger. That's never gonna happen. You just keep doing it, and one of them. Because at the end of the day, a bang. It's not like you can make the song and like actually like it, but it's like I can make a song and you like it, and then he's like, nah, dog, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't stop. There's always gonna be someone who gravitates to whatever you're doing now if it's dope.
Absolutely.
But like, yeah,
Absolutely. That's dope.
So again, I'll make 2 examples that I mentioned in the top 5. One is AKA South Africa. AKA came out spitting bars, and that's how he introduced himself to us, introduced his alter ego. We loved him, we vibed with him. Somewhere along the line, he decided he needs to switch gears, and he went more into the vocal space. And there's a lot of people who are like, we preferred the AKA from yesterday. So you, as a listener, let us know that you are stuck in an era. But for him, he realized that for him to grow, for him, think about it this way. He is the only one from his class who is still at the top of his game. You know what I mean?
Would you say so?
Actually.
Would you
From
say
his
so?
class.
Yeah, true.
Pro Kid, rest in peace. But even before Pro Kid died, he was already on the decline. Proverb is already not spitting no more.
Empty.
Huh?
Empty.
They're not in the same class, bro. They're definitely not in the same class. They didn't come out at the same time. When I say the same class, I'm not talking about A-list, B-list. I'm talking about the guys who came out at
the same time.
Okay, maybe I'm not as informed, but like, what's the difference? Is who came out first, as in like popped? I'd say between the two.
AKA popped.
No, AKA has been
Okay.
on top of his game for the longest time. Actually, he's probably had the longest run in hip hop right now. KO is right there with him because KO came out as Tear Gas. And then he went as KO. So there's different levels to his run, but he's been running as well. But
Started as Tear Gas.
Sorry?
He started as Tear Gas.
Yeah.
Tear Gas KO.
Yeah. No.
It was like
part of
a trio.
group.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
The other thing in terms of now the growth, let's look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z comes out, he's in his 20s, and he's rapping about selling drugs, running the streets. He's now in his 30s, he's now more of a businessman. His music changes, so does his pen. Now he's like in his 40s, and he's actually now more a husband and a father and a business mogul. So when you listen to his lyrics, you can actually tell that there's growth in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. And he actually, in an interview, and he said, there's no need for him to stop rapping because then he's always going to have an audience. There's at any given point in time, at every level of his growth as an artist, there's somebody who can relate to exactly what he's talking about. So you're a single guy, you probably don't have kids. What Jay-Z's talking about does not resonate with you. But for me, who's now in the space of, I'm no longer, in the space of just being an artist only, but now I'm a music businessman. When he speaks, I listen. But he's also not talking about family. He's not talking about, you know what I mean? So, and that's exactly what hip hop or music is. It's about, can you relate with what the artist is saying? Yeah.
Damn, man. Lucian was here on the previous episode. He dropped that. He dropped a hard 16, man.
Okay.
Can you drop a 16? Are you ready?
For sure.
Won't get a fat free nigga, no cholesterol. The Lucian will never fall. You stupid, you better call the dude on the pedestal. Maneuver the bitter cause. I don't work this hard to be around lazy people with stories. So please pay us the money that you owe. G, you told me that you had to cut the check for your homies, but only to be skipping our invoices low key. What's the level now? Not picking up phones, bro. I hate it when it comes to Tom and Jerry with the dough, dog. I don't need to be having a conversation with superior.
Take.
Get him.
You get it. Yeah. Huh. Shit. Got too many clothes on, dripping like a roll-on. Fake shit, niggas obese say me like a colon. Step in a bit and your bitch start sniffing on my colon. Topping that handicap, then I tell that bitch to roll on. Funny, I got these bitches hopping on me like a bunny. I get to speaking out ufuna kamba, not me, but it ain't shit though. Into getting money and getting caught in no pickle. Polo into Danny's, I lick him up like a barrel. Pharaoh, how my chains be looking needle barrel. But you could get jacked, ain't talking sparrow. Hit a lick and make a nigga take off his apparel. Shit, yeah. I said it before, I say it again. Don't even got no time to pretend. I'm here to the end. I'm here to put my stamp on my chest. I need the events. I'm booting niggas out like some Timbs and leave with a limb. I'm trying to get another M up. I'm on some better. I step in all these niggas shell up like Donatella. If Shawty looking for a fella, don't ever holla. Niggas turn into some tellers and he tell you the shit is getting real. Taking everything and I ain't talking about a deal. Snatch a nigga chain and then I ask him what's the deal. If you tryna get it, little nigga, I let it spill. Puck up caps, nigga, ain't talking no pill. Really came from the cause, he can tell by how I drill. Got these niggas steady plotting and prepping just like a drill. Fuck around and give you 6-9s right to your 6-9 while I go 6-9 like nigga wrist and piss. Better know who you fucking with, texting nigga, take his shit. Bitch, I move like the government. Fuck them niggas on a pillar. Like the fuck is you governing? Nigga buying jets while these people starving and struggling. Fuck it, I ain't even here to speak on that though. And if they try to take me, fuck 'em, we gon' see how that go. I live it for real, you niggas double tap the photo. Shit.
Hey.
Jeez. Damn, bars.
All right, he took
bars.
it there.
Yeah.
He took it there. Got the beat. I'll go straight up on it. Okay.
Go.
Once upon a time there was a guy with a chip up on his shoulder and a sparkle in his eye. See, he started from the bottom, always reaching for the sky. I can tell you the story because I was there. It is I. It is I. It is I who was given the mental. Nganikwe mandla nenhlakanipho yokuthwala lokhu monumental. Mzenge lokuncama nedid for dakhe. The spirit of the snake eagle is my propeller makumele ngakhe. Ngigubhile ngasifaka stina ngaze ngafulela ngagcwala chuchuza ngene emeneni ngivula indlela. I'm a dreamer, a runner, a jumper and a believer. The angiyekeli ngakafika egcineni kind of achiever. I gave the very heart of me. Every blood drop in my artery. I gave every part of me. Mangiphokophela bebathi I overreach. Give me started from the bottom. It's not a figure of speech.
Boss.
Phuma Stwashini kaCobonga, that's my address. But now I'm standing on podiums.
Boss.
United Nations I address.
You did.
Kade ke ngaba inkosi somhlolo ngalamagama laphuma lana kuchochocho angisagegi manje sengivele ngiconze ngco. I'm kicking down doors. I'm done ngabo. I'm a prototype, the type to hold a mic in a group of solo like ngenyuka solo like rap game covered with or without the hype. Le hip hop, igeya phuma esandleni. I touch base with the veterans. Ngabuye emandleni. Yeah, my rap is clean. Bayangibuta ukuthi angithukileni. Ngikhulele mbabani angidleleni ngasenhlambeni. I'm not a model citizen. I'm just a citizen that models. I never look for courage in the bottom of bottles. Ngene endzaweni kubhunye litfuli. Ngene endzaweni kukhale bothuli.
Damn.
You want to clash me? Sorry, Ski, you have to clash me out. Okay, shout out.
And KRTC, are you ever gonna work with Mosaic again? Is Singawa coming back?
Who? I don't know about Singawa coming back, but working with Mosaic is a definite. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said, currently working on a project where I'm doing the soundtrack to the book. Definitely gonna hit Mosaic up. Like it's one of those things where you need to know where the places where your magic comes from. You know what I mean? The places where you make magic, never run away from those places.
Yeah, true.
Mosaic and I did some you know, it wasn't just a shift on our personal careers, but it was a paradigm shift in contemporary music, you know, in the country. So
yeah,
you don't walk away from that kind of heat. You know what I mean?
Was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope,
Yeah.
man. Who do you want to work with, bro? Who's
Locally,
locally, bro?
Locally,
who would you love to collaborate with?
I say someone who I see is like actually fire here. K Darrow.
K Darrow.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know him personally, but like I've heard the shit and it's quite lit.
I can make that happen. That's my boy.
Really.
There we go.
That's
There we go.
And
so,
probably yeah. I don't know. Okay, now I'm just name dope artists I know in the country, like Amari and
shout out to
Esco.
Amari.
Do you know Esco?
Yeah,
Esco, and yeah, I think for me those three right now are doing the most.
Damn,
Are doing the most.
Can I just build on that question to say, locally, regionally, and internationally?
Okay.
Yeah.
Regionally. So you mean now as a
like Africa, Southern
content.
Africa?
Okay.
Yeah.
someone I'd like to work, obviously Zuchi and Flame, bro. Any motherfucking day. Any motherfucking day. Them niggas that listening to their music made me want to make music, you feel me? So even Zuchi, bro, we got this album called Anxiety. That's like, bro, that's quality work, bro. Like an actual piece of art, you feel me? But like, and then outside Chef G, even though y'all don't know him, but like you get home, listen to him, and then you get your ride out for real. You feel me? And typically underground people I could name, but like it's not a common name, so it's not as niggas will get it. You feel me? But like generally Zuchi, Flame, them is the people for me. You feel me?
Dope. That's a dope list right there, dog. What kind of advice would you actually give to Polonake here as an upcoming artist? As we're about to wrap up the show.
Bro, I'll take it back to the conversation that I had with the parental unit when they said, Tamsanga, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be an artist. They're like, who do you know in this country that has done or is doing successfully what it is that you're saying you want to do? My response to them was, just because it hasn't been done doesn't mean it cannot be done. What if I'm supposed to be the first one? So if you have a very strong conviction about your talent, about your purpose, about your dreams, don't let anybody stand in your way.
Yep.
Even the parental unit, I know this is an unpopular opinion or unpopular advice.
Trust me, I know.
Don't let anybody stand in your way, because when I presented this case to them, the first time I did that, they called a family gathering. But don't tell us it. This boy
that's some true African shit.
This boy has lost his mind. He's insisting he wants to do this. Fast forward a couple of years later, I'm the first one in my family to ever jump on a plane and fly anywhere because of music. They called a family gathering again, but this time around it was for my father to say, look at my boy, it's my boy this one. It's going to America. It's my son, this one.
At the same time,
so you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just trying to say that you need to understand that all they have is eyesight. They can see as far as their eyes can see, but you have your foresight. You have the foresight to say, I can see where this thing can take me. They can't. So sometimes, in as far as the barriers that you're going to have to break through, sometimes those barriers start with the family,
at home.
At home. But you're also going to have a game plan, bro. You can't just go to them and say, "Here, I just want to be an artist and that's it." But you got to have a game plan in terms of the reason why I was asking you nationally, regionally, internationally is because you need to be aware of who in this country is doing today what you want to do tomorrow. And when you have the opportunity to sit with them and ask them and have a conversation with them, because they have, most of the time when I talk to up and coming artists, they talk about they only look up to AKA, they only look up to J. Cole. But for me, if you haven't looked up to Psycholution, who is fighting the barriers that you're fighting.
You're fighting, yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
But he is making progress.
Yeah.
If you cannot recognize that guy, I'm not saying love his music, I'm not saying, but you have to respect that
for what
he is fighting.
What he's doing right now.
Financially, socially, legally, in terms of the government, he is fighting the battles that you're fighting, but he is succeeding, he's winning. If you, as an upcoming artist, cannot respect that locally, I can safely tell you for free, you're not going to go very far.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? So that's why I said to you, first recognize who is doing big things locally, and then who's doing big things regionally and then internationally. It's very easy for us to just say, internationally, that's what I want to be like, that's what I want to follow.
True.
But you need to start over here. Usasaka grade 1 when I saw videos but you're not even touching base with the guys who are in grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. You know what I mean? So if I can pass on some kind of knowledge to the next generation, it's exactly that. 1, follow your convictions, follow your dreams, but also pay attention to the guys that are making things happen in your space, in the space around you. Yeah.
Dope.
Before we close off,
Yeah.
aside from like shows and sponsorship deals, I'd say, how can an artist or like an upcoming artist make money? Actually,
Ask yourself the question: What else? What else can you do? What else can I do? I did say to you, radio host, TV host. I MC events. I host events, and I make the bag over there, and then I come back and I put it into studio. So I'll always ask yourself, what else can I do? If you've had the privilege of going to school, going to college, going to university, and you've got some kind of skill that you picked up there, don't be shy to go and work at the bank for a year or two and save up the guap for you to go back to studio. Don't be shy to go and work at a corporate for a while you're picking up the money to come and fund your dreams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if there's anything that I can say to you is just from that perspective. Go find the money somewhere else and then come back and put it into studio. You and I were already talking about the cryptocurrency space. You can learn about that online. It's very possible. It's very doable. It just requires a little bit of patience. But allow yourself the grace to go and find the money somewhere else to come and put it into studio, because then otherwise you just keep going around in circles.
so at the end of the day, the music needs money itself.
The music needs money. You need a music video. You need a photo shoot. You need cameras. You need all of these things, and they need money. So go find the resources and then come back and put it in the music. Yeah.
True.
Sure. Are you good, bro? I hope you learned a lot. You can come out saying that you've learned a lot from this man right here. And we have learned a lot from you as well.
It's an opportunity.
No, your head is in the right space.
Yeah, I appreciate
all the best. All the best with your hustle, man.
Yeah, man. I hope you guys at home also are well informed about everything. I think this guy's been dropping gems, and yeah. Good luck to y'all. Good luck to all these upcoming rappers. We are here for you, and we're supporting you in everything that you guys are doing. Just make sure that you're in the right headspace. You have a plan also as well. It's very important. So I'd just like to thank you guys for coming through to the most. This was like one of the best episodes of Conception Conversation. A big shout out to Conception Barbers as well, and Oasis for sponsoring us and hosting us. I guess this is a wrap. We'll see y'all next time.
On the 30th, I'm dropping a single.
Shout outs. Shout outs.